right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our info session today on Kauffman Fast Track. We're excited to have you learn more about this program. We at ISM we are their local affiliate here in the Metro Detroit area, but we provide this curriculum to communities all over the world, including Southeast Michigan and beyond, right? So we have quite a few cohorts throughout the year in different regions in the U.S. and abroad. So if you just want to add in your chat, if you're here live, you can just put in the chat where you're from or what your name is, and then a fact about you. If this is a recording, please feel free to reach out to us and connect with us after you've watched this recording, and we can talk further about how to implement the curriculum for you. So ISM has been in business for 22 years. We are currently a growing team and expanding our reach both locally and internationally. That being said, our founder and owner, Faris Alami, has been working with entrepreneurs around the world, for 22 years, and has developed these programs, some of his own, programs, educational programs, and then also affiliate programs similar to Kauffman Fast Track. So we're going to be just talking about Fast Track today. However, it's important to know that we have other entrepreneurial support programs as well, and services. So this is the ISM timeline. So it's not necessarily meant to be read. However, it does really take you through the first 20 years of ISM history and how we've evolved, and what that looks like, and where we're at, or where we were at in 2023, and then today in 2025. These are our 5 practice areas. And so this is how we choose, the work that we do around the globe, and mostly working with that entrepreneurship piece, small business owners, and educating them around, the things they may not know, because typically they are they're the expert in their business at what they do, and they might not be an expert in business. So this image is great because it shows how closely we work with individuals. And so we are globally minded, right? We have amazing experience working with different communities around the world, but we work locally, right? One-on-one coaching and group coaching sessions, so that it's relevant. We're able to take what we learn around the world and implement it here at home and in other communities. It's a great image of really clearly showing, all of the countries we've delivered programming in, not just programs like Fast Track, but it would be, one-on-one coaching, capacity building tours, business to business matches, anything that economic development agencies would need. We are there to support them, and and the end user is that small business owner. These are just a few of the organizations that we've worked with over the years. Again, if you would like to learn more about any of these organizations and the work we've done with them, please enter that in the chat. And then again, if you're watching the recording of this, feel free to reach out and ask us, what you would like to know about each of these organizations. Then we can kind of give you some more detail on that. So we offer 2 tracks of support, right? So we work directly with entrepreneurs, and then we work with entrepreneur support organizations. And so oftentimes, the majority of the work that we do is through the support organizations. They're the ones funding the programming for the end user who is the entrepreneur themselves. Our expertise, right? So as you can tell, a few things I've already touched on is the business coaching and mentoring piece, education and training. I don't need to read every single one of these, but these are our sweet spots. This is where we excel and we bring our expertise as a growing team of coaches, facilitators, and program managers, to really bring the support business owners need from start up to scale up. These are some of our programs. As you can see, we're touching on the Kauffman FastTrac business planning program today in this session specifically. But as you can tell, we have programs for the end user being the entrepreneur, as well as the end user being the trainer or facilitator that you may employ at your support organization. Our extensive experience doing curriculum development, you can see, what our process looks like. And a lot of that process really begins with understanding the community that we are working with and reaching out to. And that's important because it's not a one size fits all. None of these programs are one size fits all. So every community is slightly different. Their needs are a little bit different. And so we want to make sure that we are meeting our business owners where they are in order for them to get the most out of every program we deliver. And as you can tell, our program delivery incorporates a number of pieces, right? So it's not us just meeting with your groups periodically. We actually have a set of proprietary tools that we deploy for every cohort and program. What is unique about Kauffman FastTrac, which I'll talk about in a little bit, is that they have their own platform in which you can do self-paced learning as well in between your classes. But as you can see, we have an online meeting tool, the online community, which is also a classroom-like platform, right? So people can share information, and then they'll receive their workbooks, and so they can practice. Yellow Plan is our online business planning software that incorporates AI and is a wonderful tool for business owners who want to have more polish on their business plans or the work they're doing in these programs, and then move beyond the curriculum time, and they can subscribe on their own so they can continue to develop those pieces. Each one of our programs has a detailed syllabus and timeline, right? So nothing's left up to chance or discretion, right? We follow strict syllabus for each of our programs. And then oftentimes we have a workbook and book that goes along with these other tools. And so I will just quickly review these. So online and in person, right? So curriculum delivery, especially with Kauffman FastTrac, we meet and we'll get more into curriculum details shortly, but we meet both in person and virtually for a cohort in many of our sites. So for example, we would meet Tuesday online and have curriculum delivery. And those would be recorded sessions that you could find then in the classroom community. And then on Thursdays, we offer working sessions with our partners where business owners can come together, share their experience up to that point, and do work on their business plan together in a supported environment. And, all curriculums can be delivered fully online or fully in person as well. That hybrid example is just one example. Again, this is the community classroom. So this is to create online support. So in between your classroom settings, you would be able to find your workbook, ask questions to your facilitator or to each other participants. And then this is a great place for you to practice because a lot of times when you're working on business plans, you need to iterate, right? And things come together over time. Your workbook is a place for you to just jot down ideas and keep working on that as you're going through the program. And so this is where you would do that. And then instructors and facilitators also have the ability, if those participants have submitted their homework, can then review that work and provide feedback. And again, as I mentioned, Yala Plan is our online business planning software that will really help you wrap up the final stages of your business plan and concept, present some polished presentation, and then also work. It has an amazing financial planning tool that also incorporates AI and benchmarks within industries. So this is a really powerful tool that business owners can use while they're in class, and then can opt into a subscription so that they can continue working on that as they go out and apply for funding or grow and scale. The syllabus and agenda are designed to keep conversations clear, focused, and aligned with the curriculum, ensuring that the program objectives are met effectively. So this, again, is each one of our programs at ISM has benchmarks and clear step-by-step instructional efforts, so that students and participants get the correct material and learning out of each program. Here now we're jumping into specifically the Kauffman Fast Track program overview. Ferris, I noticed you joined. Do you want to kind of take this on and describe the program since I went over the first part?
Sure. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we sure can.
Great. Thanks, Molly. So FastTrac, which is a program of Kauffman Foundation, is one of the affiliates, is one of the largest foundations in the US, is focusing on entrepreneurs. This program is designed and it's been running for about 20 years, and it's really simple. The whole goal of this program is to help you develop a business plan. What's unique about the program is very extensive about the business plan. So it's just not high level, it's actually a lot of details. And, I'm not going to read the slides since you can read that later another time. But basically, we will have 10 sessions, 10 weeks of it. And each week we'll have 2 sessions. Each session is an hour and a half. The first hour and a half is basically facilitated discussion on the topics that we have assembled for the business plan. And then the second 90 minutes is more of a coaching session between the coaches and the participants to apply some of those concepts to their businesses directly. Depending on the program structure and how we partner with the organizations, we could potentially also have one-on-one coaching sessions in between those training sessions. There will be at the last day kind of like a presentation or a pitch, and that's pretty much it. We have done this both in person as well as via Zoom or hybrid. One example right now we do with one of our partners, we do one of the sessions via Zoom and the other session is in person. And then the coaching happens via Zoom. Without going too much detail into the curriculum, this gives you an idea here of the different sessions that we have for each one of the sessions and what goes in it. You can see that we start with ideate. Then we go about positioning your business, and then we move to commitment and what would it really take to make it happen, and then redefining and launching. It's kind of like the 5 sections that we will be going through, and each one of them had multiple items in it to go over the business plan with you. Next slide. What's unique, in addition to having our internal support of Yellow Plan and the community online and the syllabus, you'll have access to the portals from Kauffman, where you could actually follow step by step some of the questions that we facilitate the discussion on during our 90 minutes. When you could watch it, maybe a little mini video about the topics, and then respond to the questions and reference your business plan. Next slide. There are lots of tools in addition to what Molly mentioned. That our Yellow Plan has powerful financial forecasting. There are also some Excel sheets that you can download from the Kauffman site that will allow you to create projections and financial forecasting for your own business as well. Just to recap, in addition to what you're getting from the Kauffman, you also will receive access to our online community where you could exchange information between you and the other participants as well as the coaches. And you can see here that we have built the curriculum or our community online based on the curriculum itself. So therefore, there are specific topics organized in a specific way. And then the Yellow Plan can help you keep redefining your business plan. So what I usually tell people is our community is where you practice and you kind of like plug and play. The Kauffman could be where you redefine and make it work. And then the finalize it and make it pretty is where you go to Yellow Plan for. Can you go to the next slide? The expectations from the Kauffman as well as any of our programs actually is really clear. This is not a lecture style programs. If you're looking for lectures, I always feel there are lots of wonderful universities and community colleges and YouTube channels that you can subscribe to. This is more of a hands-on experience that you're going to be engaged. You're going to have to share. You're going to have to speak. You're going to have to participate. And you're going to have to be present. So if you're able to do that, I recommend that you sign up when you're ready to do that because it will take some time. In addition to our 3 hours that we do together in the sessions, you will have about 15 to 20 hours worth of work that you'll do on your own outside the sessions. These are like either you could consider them homework or assignments or action steps that you will have to take to deploy what you're learning into your specific business. Of course, there are expectations from us as well that we need to be as clear as we can with you. And if there's something that you're not understanding, that you should be able to ask, and should be a safe zone for you to be able to expose whatever things that you need to do to learn the material. And of course, we will hold you accountable to the process because the whole goal is for you to have a business plan. Next slide. We're a very professional team that's been around for a while and have experience in the specific areas of programming and delivery. And, you'll get to interact with them throughout the whole process. This is what I call the support team that makes it from behind the scenes. Sometimes you make it happen. And then we will have, you can move on to the next one. This is where more you may be facing some of the coaches or the mentors or the facilitators throughout the process that you'll be interacting with. This is just a sample. I know we had a slide before about the different organizations that we have. This is a sample of just last year partners, not necessarily all of them, but most of them. Next one. I think I'll turn it back to you, Molly. If I could add,
Sure.
if anyone has any questions,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say, we definitely moved through the material pretty quickly. I think that one thing we could add to this session, some questions, but we have Melissa Wilson, one of our trained facilitators, on the call as well, and with you, Ferris, and I've facilitated the program. I'd just kind of like to have a discussion for our potential partners to talk about what everybody's finds why this curriculum as opposed to another, and kind of what the benefits are having Kauffman a Kauffman design program, just some of the pros and cons of, or not, maybe not necessarily the cons, but some of the, why do we deliver this this curriculum, and why have we been an affiliate for Kauffman for so many years? Because we do offer a number of business planning programs. Yeah, Melissa, if you want to share your insights on, what you think is unique about this program.
I believe that Ferris was on the committee that Kauffman established 20 years ago to start to figure out how to create structured programs like this. So being an affiliate is almost a no-brainer because he was one of the originators of the information in the program. And being able to support in the give back way to Kauffman of being able to run these programs is great. The idea that it's a very, we can use Canvas, the program that's associated with FastTrac, is really fabulous. We don't have to have that as an investment on the ISM side, but it's a very robust tool that applies directly towards everything you can learn and use in the FastTrac program. And it is.
Yeah, that's a great thing to mention. And I'll just actually log into Canvas as a facilitator, but you can really get an idea of what the course offers. And this is really, there's amazing video content. There's amazing exercises.
Graphs, worksheets, yeah.
Business model canvas, and presented in a way that I think has really, helps folks understand it in a unique way. And really just a wealth of information that, one of the things that I will say in my experience is that it's so thorough that if you follow this, step by step throughout those 10 weeks, like you really can't help but have, really uncovered all of the potential pitfalls and opportunities within your business, within your business. And that, that can be overwhelming for folks. And it often is. However, if you go and you download, and watch all these, download all the worksheets and watch all the videos, I think you get some insights from other business owners that you would not necessarily get just by, working with, some of the other curriculums.
And it's up to date as well. This is a system, Canvas is a system that universities use regularly for their classes and their programs. So for Kauffman to have invested in this for entrepreneurship is a real value. A lot of people younger people coming into the industry or college students are familiar with Canvas. And it's just current data. You saw when Molly showed some of those links there that they were dated January of 2025 for updated content. So that's a benefit to us as an affiliate, that there's someone managing some of the back of the house software, but we can still deliver the program in a systematic way that will have the same results across the country. So if you do a FastTrac program and help work on your business, if you're in another part of the country, you can say to someone, I went through a FastTrac program, and they might actually know what you're talking about if they went through a FastTrac program as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Ferris, do you have anything you want to add to that about, how FastTrac has informed, ISM's, history, and how many folks we've trained in FastTrac? I don't know if we know that number. All right, he may not be available to talk, but I'm actually going to share my screen one more time. Oh,
Molly,
go ahead.
I'm right here. Sorry. So I'm not sure of the number either. If I were to take an estimate, okay. I'm already, what do you call it? On an average, we do 4 to 6 cohorts a year. So you could do that math, in each cohort is about 15 to 20 people. So if we just go for 20, for easy math times 500 a year times I don't know, 10 to 15 years we've been around with affiliation. So that would be the number, 150
Yeah, so well over 1,000 folks who have
participants.
gone
Yeah.
through our gone through
Yeah.
our training.
And so many great success stories from, from either after they learn the curriculum, they start a business or they buy a business or they go back and get some more work before they start the business. So it's really interesting to see how it had supported the individuals, entrepreneurs, and aspiring entrepreneurs to define and redefine their businesses.
Yeah, that's great. I'm just going to walk folks through the online community classroom real quick, just so they can have an idea of what can be expected here, right? And how organized it is for the participants, right? So for every program we deliver at ISM, we use this tool, not just Kauffman FastTrac, but folks can log in. There's a welcome message. They have all the information about the team that they're going to be interacting with, including contact info, so that they have specific questions for folks. They can reach out directly. We do a tech onboarding session for all of our programs as well, right? And record that because, again, we do understand that these tools can be overwhelming in moments, but they're also super powerful. And so we want to make sure that we're giving folks the opportunity to really dig in and use them. And as you can tell here, for each week that we meet with folks with FastTrac, we're going to give them a workbook. We'll give them a PDF of the slide presentation. There's a recording, right? Similar to there will be a recording of this info session. We will post a recording of each online session here. And then a session recap that will have important links or, suggested reading, all kinds of things like that. And as you can see, week 2, market research, the same resources are there. Week 3, week 4. And then and oftentimes with FastTrac, we'll have special guests come to speak on any number of topics. So during legal strategy, we will probably have an attorney come in and talk about legal structures or what types of protections you might need as a small business owner and want to think about as you're growing your company. And then, most of those special guests would provide their contact information so that if participants wanted to reach out to them directly, they could do that as well. Fierce, is there anything else you want me to cover with the community classroom, or I just like to give folks an overview of the actual tool as opposed to the screenshot?
Well, that's great. Actually, a couple of things on the community classroom. We could also continue the conversations with each other through this portal. And what's unique is, to Molly's point earlier, it's a safe spot. It's not open to the public. It's just the people in the program. So it allows you a little bit more of a safe zone to ask questions, exchange ideas, and be safe. And what's unique about this is, as you do your work, you could actually submit it for a coach to review it and give you feedback if that's the capacity that we're working with during that cohort.
Absolutely. Great. Well, I think for me, that covers all the information I wanted to cover today about FastTrac. And if you are watching this recording and you wanted to reach out to us, I will make sure that you have my contact information and you can reach out to Ferris or I, and we can talk further about any questions you have and then how to implement this in your communities as well. Ferris, any other words you want to share with folks?
Just a couple of things about the whole curriculum. We have delivered it in 1 week capacity, so 40 hours roughly in 1 week. We've done it in a couple of weeks. And what we have found that works the best is this 8 to 10 weeks model, where actually 10 weeks is a real number if we can, because it just takes that much time for the information to get processed with the individuals, as well as the exchange of information back and forth. Although sure, you could do it in 1 week. what seems to work best is this 8 to 10 weeks model.
Great.
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us today to talk about Fast Track. Reach out to ISM and hopefully we can partner with you soon and have your community of entrepreneurs participate in this program. Thank you.